Hey, what's up, guys? So, I know a lot of you have noticed if you try to go and buy a radar detector these days, a lot of them are now just completely unavailable. Some of them are on back order and they're going to be coming in over the next couple weeks. And so, in this video, I kind of want to talk about what's going on here, why we've been seeing this across the board. It obviously, I guess, has to do with the semiconductor shortage that's kind of been affecting everybody all over the world. So, kind of things that we've been seeing these days, as well as maybe some things that we can expect coming over the next couple months. So if you look through a lot of the common detectors that are out there, Unit in R7, for example, totally sold out on Amazon. You can't get it anymore. There's some maybe third-party sellers who are selling it for over a full retail price. Essentially, you can get it now for, what, $500? So the only ones that have it left are honestly people who are charging way too much for it, and so it hasn't sold. Now, as for the Unit in R3, that's still showing up on Amazon. You can get it from them, but it's out of stock right now, and it should be back in about a week or so. If you want an R3 now, it does look like BRD, Best Radar Detectors, he does have some in stock, so they're available here. Though other detectors, again, like the R7, are out of stock here as well. Then moving on to the Redline 360C, this one, again, currently out of stock. It's on back order right now, and if you place an order, it looks like they're going to be shipping out in early June or so. And because these can be kind of hard to get, I usually recommend that if you want one, just go ahead and hop on the back order list, order one, and they'll ship out whenever they're available. Same thing with the V1 Gen 2. Again, back ordered here. Looks like expected shipping date, May 26th. So if you want one of those, same idea. You can just go ahead and buy one, and they'll ship out when they're available. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about Thea, and they're not able to get parts for their detector either. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking about, like, hey, can you guys make some videos in the meantime and stuff? And they're like, well, you know, the competition is watching everything, and if we can't release Thea yet, we don't necessarily want to start giving our competitors a ton of information. So that's part of the reason why they're no longer doing videos the way that they used to. Now, something that's interesting is you can be like, well, other companies are still able to get some parts, and maybe it takes a couple weeks to get them in, but then they're still able to get them. What's going on with that? So that's been interesting as well. John on the forums, John at Redenso, he's actually been sharing some information about that. If you take a look at like some of the Escort stuff, for example, they're now starting to have some of the same issues as well. So if you take a look at the like the Spartan 6 FPGA, for example, the FPGA that's used in the Max CI 360 or the Max 360C, there's now 52-week lead times on those, and the prices on those components are going up. Same thing, for example, like he's got another post over here where he's talking about the Redline 360C's DSP chip. If you pull this up, you'll notice this is the DSP chip that's used in the Redline 360C. The current lead time for that, again, 52 weeks, a year, which is kind of just a number that they're putting up when we're like, we're not sure when we're going to be able to get them out. It's probably going to be a while, so they just say 52 weeks. This is on DigiKey. You can see they've got 0 of these available. Just people are running out of these parts in the first place. And up to now, John's been pretty on point with his predictions as far as detectors going out of stock or becoming unavailable, just because he's really paying attention to all the components and whatnot. And he's actually saying that it looks like we're entering a period where the R3, R7, Redline 360C, Max 360C, they're all going to be sold out. Valentine uses less sophisticated components that are more widely available. Their FPGA is from Altera and not made in the same line as the Xilinx ones, and that's why I still have stock of the Pro M. It uses less advanced ICs than other detectors do, though lead times are increasing. Now, that's something interesting that I wasn't even totally aware of. It seems like with the chip shortage that we're experiencing, it seems to affect more of the kind of higher end and more complex chips, versus some of the simpler ones are easier to get. There's more of those available. Now, it's not just radar detectors that are being affected. I'm seeing this like with dash cams, for example. Like Blackview just released their new DR750X that I've been testing and working on a review on. The DR750X Plus. The DR750X just came out like 8 months ago or so, and it's already being replaced. And the reason is, well, chip shortages. They can't get the parts, and so they're having to kind of replace some of the components, and because of that, they're like, well, we can't call it the same dash cam anymore, so here's the DR750X Plus, which has some new components, just because the ones that they were using are no longer available. There's some upgrades as well. They're like, hey, we can toss in a new image sensor, which does seem to work better. But that's actually the reason why there's new dash cams coming out. I'm seeing it with things like battery packs. This is the Black Box My Car BI750 battery pack. I've been working on some testing and reviews of this stuff. This actually just got discontinued. It came out pretty recently, but it got discontinued before I even had a chance to do my review of it. Like, yeah, just chip shortages, so you can't even buy these anymore. And I'm like, well, okay, well, I was planning on getting it installed in my car and doing the review and all this kind of stuff, but like, I mean, it still works, it's fine, it's just they're not going to be selling them anymore. And so does it make sense for me to even install it and kind of talk about it as in the review way, or just be like, yeah, it's a good battery, I can go ahead and install it anyway and still use it? So it's just kind of an interesting time that we're living in. just with all the semiconductor shortages. So, I mean, yeah, obviously it affects radar detectors. It affects the entire world. Everybody's experiencing this in different ways. Some companies more than others. So it seems like that's the reason why we're seeing detectors going out of stock, why we're seeing prices going up. And so if you're looking for a detector, I mean, it might be a good idea to just hop on a pre-order or a back order list and just get one. If you've kind of been on the fence, it seems like availability is going to be going down over the next couple months or so. And so if you've been wanting one, probably a good idea to grab one while you can. I'm not saying this like, go buy something, but just it looks like things are probably going to be getting worse over the next couple weeks/months. And so if you want something, it might be a good idea to just grab something while you can. So I guess just a quick video about that. I know a lot of you guys have been asking, why isn't the R7 available? Why is the price going up on Amazon? Where is the, like what's going on? It's all related to just pandemic, semiconductor shortage stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next video.